We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. And so here we are together at last, co-creating, bouncing off one another, holding each other as objects of attention or focus. In many cases, beneficially calibrating to what we see. Sometimes calibrating not in such a beneficial way. Sort of depends on how the one you're focusing on is behaving, yes? You are physically focused. We see you have dragged your physical bodies here. And you are leading edge creators. You know that? Yes. And you are moving forward faster than you can even identify. Your exposure to life experience is giving birth to new. And on a vibrational level, you are expanding more rapidly than has ever been before. The contrast of your environment, the variety of your environment, makes that so. And that's what made you decide to come in this body, at this time, in this space. You knew it would be high-flying variety that would induce within you your own personal desires. And from your non-physical perspective, while that was occurring to you, there was nothing that you could imagine that would be more satisfying or more beneficial to you, brilliant, genius, worthy creator that you are, than to be in an environment that would inspire new desire within you, because you knew then and are coming to know now how this all works. That when a desire is born within you, that desire is a focusing mechanism in and of itself. That when you know what you don't want, an equivalent knowing what you do want is launched into the ethers on your behalf. And the non-physical part of you, who remained non-physically focused while you are focused here in this body, focuses on that expansion, on that new, on that becoming, on that pure, positive desire that is the largest part of you. So as that desire exists in this vibrational state of being, we've given it a name, we call it the vortex. It's this vibrational reality that is the precursor to everything that becomes physical for you. As this desire is launched and your inner being focuses upon it, it's such a wonderful advantage to you, human you, because your inner being, that non-physical part of you, is resistance-free, certainly from your perspective. It's such pure, positive, unequivocal love energy that there's no contradiction within it whatsoever. And when the powerful law of attraction, which is the vibrational manager of the universe, reacts to the vibrational output of your inner being, there is a powerful calling of all cooperative components to that. That means your life caused you to desire things, and you launched rockets of desires, whether you know that you did or not. And as you launched that rocket of desire, your inner being focused upon it and held the non-resistant stance about it. And the law of attraction responding to that makes it a certain thing that desire that you have discovered is a reality. The question is, how soon is it a reality that you can see and hear and smell and taste and touch? Of course, that's the big question that you're always wanting to know, because you are on the leading edge. You are out here where things manifest. Things must manifest. That's the follow through you all counted on. You did not say, I'll go forth and think good thoughts and live happily ever after in those good thoughts. Well, you did say that. But you also said, I'll go forth and I'll have positive thought about many, many things. And then I, because of my ability to focus, by paying attention to my guidance system, I will hold myself in such vibrational alignment with my desire that I will be in a state of pure desire myself, and then I will, you said this, you said this, I will get to witness the manifestation, the see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it manifestation of what this life, this leading edge life, this very well planned, very well experienced leading edge life has set up for me. And you said, oh yeah, there'll be lots of other lovelies to play with too. So here you are, mixing it up with each other and doing almost all of these things that we just said to you on purpose. You're launching rockets of desire. Sometimes you know it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you can speak your desires. Sometimes you can't quite speak them. Sometimes you just know them. Sometimes you know more clearly what you don't want than what you do want. And that's all right too. Because whenever you launch a awareness of what is not wanted, you, sometimes without knowing it, are creating an equivalent desire on the other side of that. The wave between unwanted and wanted is an equivalent one. If you sort of don't care about that, then you'll sort of create something nice. If you really, really, really don't want that, you'll really, really create something nice. But the thing for so many of you that keeps you from receiving more quickly and more steadily that satisfying, continual unfolding of things that you care about is that you are, we love you so much, so human. And by that we mean so aware of what is manifested, like it matters. You're so aware of what is that you hold the frequency of what is dominantly in your vibration, even though you've launched way beyond what is. When you don't have enough money, you have banked so much in your vortex. If you are wobbly, you have banked so much stability. If you're confused, you've banked so much clarity. You have a vortex that is so ripe and ready and already has gathered the cooperative components that you want to surprise and delight you and support you. It's all there for you. You just got to get your attention off what is, because your attention on what is different than what really is. Does that make sense to you? So some would accuse you of fanciful thinking. Some would accuse you of dreaming and not facing reality. And we would say, good. Good. Because you can face reality. And we have no opposition to that. There is plenty of reality that is delicious. And you want to not only face it, but embrace it. You want to talk about it. You want to write about it. You want to milk it for everything that it is. In other words, don't stop looking at the good things that are around you. Just be a selective sifter so that you can tell the difference between promoting something that you want to continue to promote in your experience and promoting something that you don't want to promote just because it is so easily promotable. What is easy to focus upon, but that's not the genius of creating. The genius of creating is holding your mind on something that has not yet manifested and then watching it take shape in the form of your thought. So you have a real head start, because your inner being is already way out ahead of it. And that will be a big part of the theme that we will play with together, getting out ahead of it. And by that we mean getting out ahead of what is in more and more moments in time. Those dear hearts, those dear ones that welcomed you into this time and space. Parents, nice, well-meaning people, mostly. So your mother believed something. We won't go into why. She just believed it. And because she believed it, she talked about it a lot. And because she talked about it a lot, she kept it active in her vibration, so it was her point of attraction. And because it was her point of attraction, she manifested it. And she manifested it, and then she talked about it because she knew it was coming, and when it came, there it was. So she talked about it because it made her feel very wise to have predicted it, and there it is. And you witnessed her talking about it, and you witnessed her manifesting it, and so you believe it too. Even if it's something you don't want, you still believe it because you saw someone perform the awareness that law of attraction creates what you think about. You get what you think about whether you want it or not. So many people are so realistic and so busy facing reality that they are pretty sure that because they've seen it, that then it must be true, naturally. And because it's true, then it must be probable for all. And we say, oh, that's the variable that most humans aren't aware of. It's only probable for those who have an active vibration about it, you see. That's the fun, that's the genius of mastering deliberate creation, is that you don't have to talk about it just because others do. And you don't have to think about it just because others do. And you don't have to believe it just because someone is living it. You get to choose all of those things. You get to choose what you believe. You get to choose what you make true. You get to choose what you make true. You are already choosing what you make true. And so, because you create your own reality, and because you have an inner being who is so beneficial to you and so aware of who you are and so rooting for you to have the things that this life has shown you that you want, you have a tremendous advantage, because this is a really important thing to get hold of. One who is connected to this stream of who you really are, one who's in vibrational sync, in alignment with the energy of your source, that ever-expanding energy, expanding because of the choices that you are making. One who is in alignment with that is more powerful than millions who are not. There is no comparison between the point of attraction that your inner being holds and is, and that of most humans, because your inner being does not split energy. Your inner being doesn't say, well, they want this, but they think about that. Your inner being simply says, they want this, and therefore it is. Therefore it is. So when we say to you, ask and it is given, we're not kidding even a little bit. When your life causes you to ask, there is a vibrational response to that asking that is immediate and magnificent. You just gotta find a way of tuning to the frequency of that. And we know it's a little tricky because your life has caused you to know what you don't want. In fact, that's the whole reason you're asking for this. So it is logical that what you don't want would be a stronger, more active vibration. After all, it's something that you're witnessing. It's something that you're experiencing. It's something that people are talking about. We get it while it feels bigger, but it isn't. We get it while it feels more real, but it isn't. We get it while it feels more powerful to you, but it is not. It is flimsy and weak and nothing more than the bouncing off place to who you really are and where you're really going. So you've got choices all day, every day, in every moment of every day, in every waking moment. You have the choice of focusing in the direction of what you have manifested in your vortex or what is manifested around you in the physical. And we got to say to you, what's manifested in the physical, thoughts that have turned to things, that's old news. That's like gum that you've chewed the flavor out of. It isn't really what you want to give your attention to. It isn't where you're going. It's where you have been. It's where maybe you might think that you are. But when you take the whole of who you are, when you see the whole of who you are way more than what's manifested so far.